Summers, is there any particular property you're looking for?
Yeah, so we're currently looking to enroll our kids into like a school and whatnot. So hopefully location for school zones. We don't mind if the property is old because we're looking to add value over time. Also maybe a pool.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
No, absolutely. I think I've got the perfect property for you, Mr. Sturks. It pretty much ticks all those boxes. So if you're interested, I can show you the property.
I sure am. I would love to see the property, but I can't do the Saturday open homes.
Yes, that's completely fine, Mr. Sturk. I just got to ask, are you ready to buy now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. Well, look, it shouldn't be a problem to get you through earlier on. What day works for you?
I could probably do Wednesdays about 10 a.m.
Well, Wednesdays 10 a.m. is probably slightly earlier. Would you be able to do Wednesdays at around 1 o'clock?
Yes, we can do 1 o'clock.
Okay, awesome. Well, look, I'll make a few calls just to book it in, and I'll send you a text message to confirm.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No worries. Hi, Mr. Sturk. We've got some great news. As we chatted on the phone before, I do have a buyer coming in to check your property at Wednesday around 1 o'clock. Is that time frame okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. What do we need to get done before the inspection?
Yeah, look, there's not too much you need to get done. Just make sure things are nice and tidy, that all the lights are left on. Make sure all your valuables are locked away. Do keep in mind though, when the buyer comes through, they may be looking through cupboards and whatnot just to see what's there. If we do take a little bit longer than what the inspection time frame is, don't worry. Usually it means that they have general interest in your property.
Oh, okay, that's.
Thanks for coming through the property. What are your thoughts?
So I like the positioning.
Yep.
However, it needs a new paint job and carpets.
Yeah, look, I completely agree. However, that's to be expected, obviously, for a property of this age. And it's hard to find a renovation project, especially this close to school, where you can actually add value into the area. It does also have that additional pool, which was something that you were sort of looking for. And you do have that updated bathrooms and kitchens. So even though those carpets and paints are there, it's not a big ticket item.
I see. Yeah. So Ben, I do have some concerns.
Yes.
Are there any utilities running underneath the house?
No, so there is no sewage and water running through. If you want, you can go to a website called Dial Before You Dig. Just type in the address and it'll send you through a map of where all the assets are.
Okay. My second concern is there's a really steep hill in the area and I don't want my kids walking uphill to school.
Yeah, look, there is a little bit of a hill or an incline for your children to walk up.
Yeah.
However, what you do got to understand is that it's still in a great positioning, especially if there's any rain or whatnot.
Yeah.
The properties don't really flood around that area, but it's always helpful, obviously, being on an incline to assist with any of that kind of stuff.
I see. Okay, what happens if I'm unable to get finance?
Look, that's another great question. If you're unable to get your finance, what we'll need is a letter from your broker that will be sent to your solicitor, which will in turn be sent to the seller's solicitor. If you end up having to go through that process, you'll get your deposit back in full. There is no penalties, and you'll get that within the next couple of days. So, Mrs. Summers, I've had a chat with the owner and unfortunately we're just too low from the mark. They've come back with a counter offer of around $640,000. What do you think?
Unfortunately, that's too much. Don't they want to sell?
Yeah, look, they are very motivated to sell. However, you've got to understand that we are still in our first week of the actual campaign and you've seen how much interest we have had on this property. So if you're wanting to secure it, you're going to have to come up higher than the mark that we initially started off with.
Okay, I'll go have a chat to my partner about it.
So, Mr. Sturk, I've got some great news. We've had another offer come in. It's the exact same condition as Mrs. Sturk. The only difference is theirs is an extra 30 days settlement. What do you think?
Well then, we're looking to move out as soon as possible, so I'm not sure if the 30 days are going to work, but I'm happy to chat with them to negotiate a higher price.
Yep.
So that we can move out as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'll make a few calls and see what I can do.
Thank you.
All right. So, hi, Mrs. Summers. How's it going?
It's going good. Thank you. How's it going?
Yeah, look, I'm doing pretty well. In regards to the property, we've had another offer on it.
Oh, how much do they offer?
Look, it's illegal for me to say. However, in order to make your offer more competitive, we're going to need something more.
Okay. All right. Well, throw it back to them. My new offer is $620 with finance and pest and building clause.
Yeah. Look, that's definitely sort of an improvement. However, we're still going to need to be more competitive in order for you to secure that property. Now, I know you're saying that 620, obviously K is sort of pushing it. However, you've got to understand that, say an extra $10,000 over the space of 30 years is just a small amount each week, of which you would obviously, the possibility of missing out on this property and you having to continue on your search. So, would you be interested, obviously, in making your offer a bit more competitive?
Yeah, okay, I'm happy to remove the building and pest clause because we are now wanting to demolish the place.
Okay, awesome. Even though you removed those clauses though, we're still gonna need something a little bit more. You gotta understand that Mr. and Mrs. Stirk, they're selling this property, moving into the next one here. This house is very competitive and they want to get as much money as they possibly can for it. So, it's definitely a step forward in regards to remove those clauses, but we're just going to need a little bit more.
All right. Well, then my next offer then is $630, and this time with no building and pest clause.
Okay.
Final offer.
Awesome. Well, look, I'll put that into a contract and send that through, and I'll give you a call as soon as I get any information. Mrs. Stirk, I've had a chat with Mrs. Summers and I've managed to get an increase of offer up to $630,000 and the removal of the building and pest clause.
Okay, look, I think it's a bit low. However, we're looking to move on to the next stage, and so I'm happy with the offer.
Okay, great. Well, I've brought the paperwork here for you to sign. If you've got any questions, please let me know. But yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. Your hands. I have a few questions before I sign.
Yeah.
How does the 5-day cooling period work?
Yeah, look, that's a great question. Essentially with the 5-day cooling period, you've got 5 days if you'd like to back out of the actual contract. Now, if you do decide to exercise that option, you will get the deposit back. However, there is a 0.25% charge if you do decide to do that.
Okay. What happens if I'm unable to get finance?
Look, that's another great question. If you're unable to get your finance, what we'll need is a letter from your broker that will be sent to your solicitor, which will in turn be sent to the seller's solicitor. If you end up having to go through that process, you'll get your deposit back in full. There is no penalties, and you'll get that within the next couple of days.
Wait, no, sorry. Who holds the deposit and what happens on its settlement date? On the settlement date?
Yeah, so we hold the deposit for the time being, and we put it into a trust account. You'll receive a receipt for those funds, and it won't be released until settlement day.
What happens when the contract goes unconditional?
So it's pretty much when you've given your solicitor the all clear. Essentially, it means that. So we'll do it again.
What happens when the contract goes unconditional?
Yep. So when the contract goes unconditional is when you give your all clear to the solicitor that all clauses have been satisfied, of which in your case is just the finance clause.
Oh, cool. What is settlement date?
So settlement date is the day when all the keys are handed over and all the monies are paid. You'll receive a notification that your solicitor has gotten confirmation from the seller's solicitor that everything's okay. Like I said, keys are handed over and you can start unpacking your bags.
Very nice. So Ben, before I sign the offer, I just have a few questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could you please explain to me the deposit?
Yeah, so the deposit is held in a trust account with our agency. That monies won't be released until the actual settlement date of the property.
What are the excluded fixtures?
Yeah, so excluded fixtures are generally things that are screwed to the ground or the wall. An example of this would be, say, a TV brace that is attached. So those won't be included in the contract.
What are the included chattels?
So the chattels would be, an example would be the pool equipment associated with the pool. Those will be left at the property. Another example would be the blinds up on the wall.
What's the deal with the finance date?
Yep, so the finance date is a time frame in which they have for their solicitor to get confirmation from their bank that they have approved finance. If they're unable to get their finance in that time frame and they do have that confirmation, then they can exit out of that contract. However, once that finance date has been met and that clause has been passed through, then that's completely fine and settled. So even if their finance doesn't work out afterwards, they still have to go through with the contract.
So what's the importance of building and pest?
Yep,
dates?
so what happens is that the buyers will go off and organise their own building and pests. Essentially what that means is they get a person who will come through the property, make sure it's all structurally sound, that there isn't any termites or anything like that. If they're all happy with the property, they'll give the solicitor the green light and then we can sign off on that clause. If there is anything wrong with the property, don't worry, they won't necessarily kill the contract. Usually what that involves is us sitting down, just having a chat and seeing what we can do to rectify those problems to make them happy with those clauses.
Okay, well, what about the settlement date? What's the deal with the settlement date?
Yep, so the settlement date is when you get all the money. So essentially you hand over the keys, you get paid, the deposit's released, and we're pretty much done and dusted on our way.
Very nice. So Ben,
Yes.
I've paid my deposit. Is there any way you could send me a confirmation of payment?
Yeah, look, that's fine. I'll be out and about all day today, but what I can do is I can just quickly ask the principal to have a look. Alternatively, maybe I can get the head of admin. Either way, that's not a problem, and I'll send you a text message once I've got that information, and we'll send the confirmation through as an email.
So Ben, do you think I should get a pre-settlement inspection?
Look, that's a great question. I always recommend that people do it before the settlement date. It's good to go through and have a look at the property and see what it's like after the sellers have moved all their furniture and whatnot out. It's also a good opportunity to go through and make sure there isn't a significant variance from when you first came through and had a look at the property. Example of that would be, say, like suddenly there's a massive hole in the wall that appears. I mean, you got to expect like small stuff because obviously with the moving and whatnot, but it's any of those major issues.
Fantastic.
James, congratulations on getting your real estate license. Yeah, good on you, man. Hey, look, I've just got a quick favor to ask you. I've got a building and pest coming up soon at around 3 o'clock. However, one of my clients have a pre-settlement inspection, and that's the only time that they can have it. They would really like me to be there to obviously walk them through. So I just wanted to touch base with you just to see if you can cover me for that building and pest. Is that all right? Too easy. Thanks for that. I'll buy you a beer after. No worries. Okay, bye. So, Mrs. Summers, I just got off the phone. It's all good for that time. I've called some people to cover my other appointments. So, yeah, I can take you through.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
No worries. Look, I'm just having a bit of trouble getting in contact with Mrs. Summers regarding your pre-settlement inspections. I've left a few voicemails, but I got no response. Look, I just wanted to, I'm just about to go into a listing presentation for the next hour and a half. And I just wanted to ask if you would be able to get in contact with her just to confirm the time for the appointment. I have left her a voicemail saying that she may be hearing from one of you guys. So she will be expecting, if she does, obviously go through those voicemails. If you do manage to get in contact with her and confirm a time, just send a text to me afterwards and I'll follow it up later on in the afternoon. Is that all right? No worries, sweet. Thanks for that. Okay, bye.